Words matter, actions matter, and most importantly, the lives of the Durham Pride community matter. I stand here tonight in support of the P-Flag Pride community of Durham Region. I'm a former minister at Dunbarton Fairport United Church here in Pickering. Like Jesus, I believe love has no boundaries, and like Jesus, I will go where love is needed. I left as a Catholic priest in 2007 for many reasons, including struggling with how the church treated the gay community. I soon was coerced to go back into church ministry, joining the United Church, and while both at Dunbarton Fairport United here in Pickering and Enniskillen Tyrone United in Tyrone, we began the affirming process, which is an intentional process of looking at how we welcome people. Part of that process was how we welcome members of the Pride community. The Jesus who I follow are filled with Jesus listening to people in pain and loving them through that pain and welcoming them back into the community with love. And we might be surprised to know that there is absolutely no mention in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John where Jesus mentioned homosexuality nor condemned it. He did have a lot to say, though, about people who judged or refused to take the log out of their own eye. I would think if Jesus had a problem with homosexuality, it would have been noted in the Gospels. But Jesus said simply, I will reduce the commandments to one: love God, love one another, and love yourself. There's enough hate in the world today, and hate gets the bully pulpit. Hate tries to put words into the mouth of Jesus. Hate says we'll have to agree to disagree, as if it's okay to deny the humanity of any of God's beloved children. And Jesus never said that. Jesus never said, well, we'll just have to agree to disagree. Jesus called out hate. Jesus called out exclusion. Jesus called out anyone who would try and squash the love God had for God's children. And Jesus went to the cross, refusing to stop loving. And story after story in the gospel is about Jesus sitting with the most vulnerable, the most persecuted, the most despised, and showering them with goodness. Jesus, I'm sure, would call out the hatred today against the Pride community, hatred against Pride flags, hatred against Pride celebrations. Jesus would hang out with them and love them, not condemn them. I believe that children are born good. Children are not born with words and actions of hate. They are taught that, and that saddens me so deeply. I prefer to use words and actions of love that builds up God's beloved children, but I weep when children are taught to hate. My friend and former priest Leo died a few years back from cancer, but his rainbow of love lives strong in my heart. And I'm here tonight honoring Leo, my priest, my friend, and a gay man who died but was deeply loved by my family because words and actions matter. And I'm also here honoring my siblings of the Pride community and the many friends I have met from P-Flag Durham who have taught me how to love unconditionally. You are loved by God more than you will ever know, and loved by me more than you will ever know. And so I ask council tonight to continue to choose words and actions that promote love and inclusion to all people and resist words and actions of hate. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend. I think you have a future in storytelling.
I am not against the LGBTQ plus community. I have love for all, and thank you to the Reverend Pastor that is here tonight and for speaking of love and not of hatred. There is no hatred in my body. I was bringing forward motions.
I don't say homosexuality is an abomination, Mr. President. The Bible does.
Yes, it does. Leviticus
18:22.
chapter and verse. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions while I had you here. I'm interested in selling my youngest daughter into slavery as sanctioned in Exodus 21:7. What would a good price for her be? Does the whole town really have to be together to stone my brother John for planting different crops side by side? Can I burn my mother in a small family gathering for wearing garments made from two different threads? Think about those questions, would you?